issue for so many people is deeply personal. So, News Channel 5's Alex Sanz spent the day with a couple, two women who've been together for 40 years. He's here with this story now. Alex?
You know, as you said, so many couples say this is the time for this, that their relationships are no different than anyone else's. So we asked a couple to share their story. Some would say Joan and Shirley are a rare find these days. They've been together for 40 years.
There are many people that get together and then at a certain point they decide to get married. That's the way of our society now. And I think that people who decide to get married often decide because of the dignity of it. They want to stand up in front of their family and all their friends and say, this is my partner for life.
Joni's a doctor. I had an accounting practice in New York. My family, even though Joni's a lady and not a guy, and she's not Jewish, but she's a doctor, so she was soon accepted. And she knew German, so that helped. That was in 1973, and the rest is history.
Along the way, history meant doing something they couldn't.
On our 20th anniversary, we decided to have a wedding. We figured the heck with this. And we declared ourselves married.
And something very interesting happened. My mother, who hadn't gotten it for 20 years, that day realized that she hadn't lost a daughter, she'd gained one.
We got married in 2010 in Boston, Massachusetts. And some of my gay friends and even straight friends said, did it make a difference? And I said, you know, as a matter of fact, it did.
A life's journey, an evolution in a changing nation.
It's the dignity. I mean, I don't want someone to tell me that I'm less worthy and that I should have less.
A personal testament there. Now, Justice Kennedy's often seen as the swing vote on the court. There's some indications from legal analysts based on the arguments he was making today during the very sharp question and answer that there may be an inclination to strike down the Federal Defense of Marriage Act. What would that ultimately mean for a couple like this, Alex?
Well, in very simple terms, it could mean access to federal benefits that right now they don't have. Things like security, Social Security and pension benefits, joint tax returns. Shirley and Joan don't have parents, brothers or sisters, so for them, in this case, it could be they would be the next of kin should something happen to either one.
Again, two cases, two rulings expected in late June. Alex, thanks for the input over the last 2 days on both sides of this issue. We appreciate it. Shannon?